It is so good to be back, my fearless friends, back in business at the beginning of spring. I could not have found a better time to just start recording again because I took such a long break because I was really sick. I had some virus, flu-like symptoms, me and my entire family, which of course I got from my daughter. Kindergarten is such an interesting experience, and although it started pretty hardcore with my daughter having a hard time accepting the new change, the new schedule, the new people, everything was new, the environment, and it was tough for me as well because I could feel and I could see how much she would struggle. Or was it the other way around? Was it that I was not completely, fully embracing this new chapter in her life and I gave her all of these emotions? You know, the opinions about this are very interesting to analyze because if I talk to a different person or a psychologist, or if I check on this topic more, everyone has a different opinion, which is amazing. This is what makes us so unique and diverse, but I digress. It's very difficult to be getting back into a momentum when I was sick for quite a bit. It's been an ongoing cold and virus from mostly October because it's my daughter getting her immune system back on track in order to have her friends and have her life and have everything back to normal for her. And it seems that this is such a normal, natural part of this chapter kindergarten is, and we knew this. We were told by doctors, and we are constantly told and reinforced by doctors, it's normal, it's okay, it is how it is. However, what's very interesting to me is that I still have a lot of resistance to this new chapter, meaning that I still have a hard time being sick all the time. I have a hard time being at the doctor's office almost twice per week. Every week we have had some really serious issues here. And this makes me think, and I'm going to make sense around fear in a minute. Bear with me. Thank you for your understanding. It does make me realize that we are just no friends with change. We cannot be friends with anything that gets us out of our wonderful comfort zone, out of our routines that we truly have dedicated and we've put so much energy and focus on. But what I see around fear is that, of course, it takes time, it takes practice. You are not going to befriend your fears in an instant. It's not going to happen like that. However, what I want to tell you about today, and this episode is going to be about you making decisions, you making choices despite fear, despite stress, despite overwhelm and panic attacks and anxiety, and it's you being your very best self in this very moment. What we are not wired to see, we as humans, is this very perfect, ideal moment of now. We think that right now we should be either doing more, we should be working on ourselves more, we should be more productive, we should be, and the should list is going on forever. We are never satisfied. We are never happy where we are unless we truly take time to practice, unless we give it our best to see that, I'm doing literally my very best. If I could have done more, I would have done more. It takes time and it takes a lot of on off, a lot of you failing, making mistakes until you realize that, hey, I really am doing my very best right now. And when it comes to making decisions, we are so caught up in our mind and we think that if things don't go the way that we have originally planned in our mind, I am a failure. I'm a loser. However, let's talk about the best ways that you can make a decision in business despite fear on the spot right now. And this is something really simple. No questions this time, no exercises. It's you just closely listening to this practice. And please put it in practice. Put the practice in practice, because otherwise it's just, me talking, you listening, or you watching, and it's not very beneficial for you unless you put it in practice, because what's really real at the end of the day is that action conquers fears. Now, in order to make decisions on the spot is you recognizing and embracing this really simple fact. You always win. And I'm going to say this again, you always win. It's you either having your way, you getting the results that you want from the first attempt, which not really often happens, but it does happen. Let's be honest. Sometimes we do something for the first time, we make a decision, we are really eager to make things work for us, and it happens on the spot, no effort, no nothing. However, many times, and I think that you can agree with me on this, we are feeling like the world has been tumbling down and crumbling down on us because we are simply not at all happy with the consequence. However, you get the best lessons when you fail. When you make mistakes, you win so much because it's you basically making steps ahead. It's you knowing that next time you can have an option that no longer works for you. How would you know, my fearless friend, if you don't put it in practice? How would you know? You would never know. So when you make a mistake, it's you winning by the lesson. And this lesson, I know, it's a blessing in disguise. It's the silver lining. It's the best thing that happens to you after it happens to you, because when you are in the heat of the moment, it truly hurts so much. I want to give you a short story time from what happened to me last week because I was really sick. I had a fever. I was never this sick, actually. I don't remember being this sick since maybe I was in high school when I had the good old flu. Something that just I was really careful not to be sick. But these days with so many viruses, and again, a small toddler, my baby girl will be 4 years old. Oh my gosh, on the 1st of May. There are things that you cannot avoid. And I literally could barely do any work. And now, looking back, now that I'm telling you this, I feel like I was a bit um too much pushing it, because I should have taken a full week of a break. But what I did was to continue to post, to be active on stories, to talk about fear as much as possible. Not really too many videos because I did not feel too good. I did not sound too good. But it made me feel like I am so behind in work, because I had planned for a few weeks now to do more video, to be even more active, because I want to serve. What's the point of all of this fear knowledge, of all this wisdom, of all of these years of NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and fear specialist methods and practices, if I'm not sharing them with you? It's just pointless. So I said, okay, I'm going to be even more active. Why not? I want to serve more. I want to be there for the masses. But what happened is that I couldn't do too much. Obviously, very sick. My throat is not yet fully, it's not 100%. Bear with me. Thank you for your understanding. So, what I did was to go into that trap of, oh my God, I am really behind in business. I'm afraid that I'm never going to recover from all of these piles of work and emails and messages and content that I wanted to do. And I'm so far behind that I want to stop. I want to stop doing anything because I'm a failure. It's just awful. And I want to tell you that this feeling stuck with me for a few hours. I literally gave it my best to go back and check on all of the wonderful achievements that I have already accomplished. This wonderful book with Imperfectly Perfect campaign, so many testimonials and people saying that, hey, you changed my perspective, you changed my life. It really helped me to see things from your perspective around fear and around stress. Hey, my business is really doing better because I am having this new way of dealing with fear and stress, and it's really beneficial for me and my team. And it's not very handy to do this. It's not handy to be grateful. It's so much easier to dwell into this feeling of I'm not enough. When will I ever be able to recover everything? It's you feeling very discouraged, knowing that, oh my gosh, I am just too far behind. It'll never happen for me. I don't sound good. I don't look good. I don't. And the don't list could go on for a while now. But what's really important for you to know is that every single time that your mind plays tricks on you, because even if it's real, even if you feel stuck because this is the reality, you just cannot work, all sorts of things happen that keep you behind in business. It's you going back and being grateful. And this is not something, again, it's not natural. Although fear is normal and natural, it's not natural for you to go back and feel gratitude. So, what you want to do is to put a reminder on your phone. I want to show you something that I created in Canva, and it says, I already have it within me. Thank you. This is an amazing reminder that you are always in charge of everything that happens to you, that you have it all within, that you need the slightest reminder, and you are going to need this. Even me as a fear specialist, I constantly need to be reinforced and to be told, to be remembered that I got this. It's okay. Mistakes are normal. Failure is awesome. I'm learning so much. And me being grateful for what I have already accomplished, for being healthy as I was, for not being more ill, for not being with more health problems, just got me to change my energy. My attitude shifted in an instant after a few hours. But it was really instantly that I felt, wow, what a relief. Hey, I remember who I am. I know who I am. And I'm going to make it work. Even though I took a longer break, it's okay. And you are okay when you take a longer break. You don't need to stop. You can take breaks as often as you need. Even though you don't have a business, maybe you are having a really tough time with your job. Let's be honest, business world and our professional lives are not the easiest most of the times. But it's okay to take a break, and it's the only healthy and the best time to look behind is to compare yourself with yourself. This is the only time that it's really beneficial and healthy to look back. Because if you look back with regret, this is something that you don't want to go there. You want to avoid that as much as possible. So, what you want to do, my fearless friend, is to make sure that you really approve of all of the amazing things that you have done so far, that you are 100% certain that better days are coming. And when you are in a state of gratitude and you embracing what you have already accomplished, everything around you is going to change so much. You are going to feel so much more at ease. You'll be feeling really fulfilled and satisfied, and you are going to have the most amazing time going back on track with everything. Making mistakes is the most normal and natural thing in the world. Many times I may say things that I had a different version of these things in my mind, but something else came out, and that's okay. Not everything that you are going to do, even though you are a specialist, as I'm a fear specialist in business, not everything is going to be top tier, high level, excellency all around. We are human, we make mistakes. There are many things that happen around us. And what's important is that you show up for yourself. I want you to be fully aware that as long as you embrace your entire human nature, meaning that you truly accept all of the mistakes, all of the failures that you are making, your relationship with fear is going to change tremendously. And I want you to put this in practice and let me know how it goes for you as well. If you go on my website, I have the most amazing surprise for you because you can download the 7-step guide to permanently conquer your fears. This is an outstanding book that I wrote with the purpose of you making a bit of a turn around the ideas that come up in your mind, meaning that you can play with your mind, you can shift it, you can twist and turn everything so that you feel that you are 100% confident with who you are. Every single time that fear strikes, and it will strike, whenever you feel the most comfortable and you want to do something that really challenges you are in for a surprise because this is how the mind works. It creates fear, as I said at the beginning of this episode, by default, on the spot, without you being able to do too much about it. It's going to happen. But the more you accept and you embrace these fears and you accept your human nature and the fact that you can go back and just embrace all of your accomplishments so far, you are going to feel so much more alive and connected with who you are. So, my fearless friends, put this in practice. Let me know how this goes for you. And when you have your team ready, you the entrepreneur or you the employee, and you want to get your fear and stress under control, and you want an awesome, and I'm not being modest here, workshop around you keeping everything under control and using fear and stress to your advantage, I'll be so happy to guide you in this process because it's been quite some time now, about 6 years, that I have finally been able to use fear to my advantage in business because now fear gets me curious, makes me want to do every single thing that comes to my mind, makes me want to put everything in practice because it's the only way to grow. When it comes, sorry about that, the cold is still here a bit. When it comes to you making decisions, again, let's do a short recap. You always win, my fearless friend, because you either have things turning out the way that you had imagined. This happens not very often, but it happens, or you have the most amazing lessons. And I can give you a really great question that you can use, and this is, how can I do this better next time? How can I do this better next time is going to flood your mind with so many options and so many amazing things that come your way in your mind, that you are no longer going to see the problem. You're going to see the solutions. And every single time that you feel that, okay, I need something to get me out of this state of fear, is you smiling. And if you have been following me for a while, you know this amazing method, this great approach to just using the corners of your mouth and the index fingers and just lifting them as creating a smile. Now you know why I smile so much. This gives you a lot of amazing insight in your mind, saying that, well, if Roxana smiles, if John smiles, it means that they are truly happy. They would not be smiling. They would not be smiling at all if they would not be feeling safe. Because this is what smiling translates to your mind, my fearless friends, that you are safe, that you are 100% okay to deal with any situation. Your mind is going to give you more reasons to smile about. And it's going to create such a huge snowball effect, showing you that, well, if Roxana is smiling, let me give them more reasons to smile about. You are going to feel very much alive and driven, and you are going to experience so much more of everything that happens around you when you feel safe, because smiling translates to your mind that you are safe. So you want to keep on smiling, my fearless friends, so that fear can no longer have that effect on you, but on the contrary, you are going to feel that you can use it to your advantage and translate it to something really powerful. I've been talking a lot for a while now. Put this in practice, put these practices in practice, and let me know how this goes for you. And when you have questions, I'll be so happy to answer them. I'll see you in the following episode. Thank you so much for joining.